before the shots rang out, Côte d'Ivoire was already at war, a silent war. On the surface, stable. Beneath, it was unraveling. At the heart of this unraveling, President Alassane Ouattara, hailed as a modernizer, his reign attracted billions. But in Abidjan, Korogo, the truth was different. His ascent to power in 2010, forged in violence, with over 3,000 deaths, a fragile peace sustained by foreign aid. The machine started rusting in 2020. Ouattara announced his candidacy for a third term, despite a clear constitution, a controversial legal reinterpretation. Protests erupted. The repression was brutal. Over 80 dead. Ouattara won. From then on, he governed like a monarch. Opposition figures imprisoned. Youth groups banned. French military bases remained, fueling resentment. Entire lands were ceded to multinationals. The CFA franc, an undeniable colonial link. Anger simmered, especially among the youth. Over 60% of the population is under 25. Unemployed, voiceless, facing inaccessible wealth. The state became a warden. Whispers intensified. Disgruntled officers. Students invoking Thomas Sankara. By early 2025, the country was a powder keg. Street art in Abidjan spoke of insurrection. The world, meanwhile, focused on GDP figures. Then, in May, the match was struck. On May 19, 2025, Abidjan reported unusual military movement. The national television went dark. The cell network sputtered. Social media was cut. Then the sound, distant gunfire. By May 20th, Abidjan had shifted. No formal announcement. A slide. Main roads blocked by mass soldiers. Helicopters over key government buildings. The most terrifying weapon, the blackout. Nearly 48 hours of total communication freeze. Rumors proliferated. Ouattara killed? In Ghana? Hiding in the French embassy? But what was visible was undeniable. Jubilation in Bouak. Flags replaced in Yamoussoukro. Slogans about a new era for Africans by Africans. It wasn't just a coup. It was a message. Violence erupted. Over 30 dead in 2 days. Mostly civilians. The most unsettling part, no clear leadership. On the third night, a video appeared. A man in fatigues, calm and firm. The regime is over. His name? Queddio. Unknown to the world. But for the Ivorian army, a deeply buried scar. Young, he was fascinated by Sankara. In 2013, he was the shield of the Republic. But in 2015, everything changed. He discovered an illicit arms route linked to the presidency. His report vanished. He was sidelined. Years of silence followed. He went underground, disillusioned, radicalized, planning. His May 2025 televised speech was a culmination of a decade of silent fury. It wasn't just a takeover. It was an ideological manifesto. This country was not born to serve Paris. It was born to serve its people. His 5 immediate goals: abolish the CFA franc, return land to local communities, declare healthcare and education fundamental rights, dismantle all French military installations within 60 days, and form a transitional popular assembly, a declaration of independence. The reaction was electric. Videos of celebrating youth. Another Sankara graffiti in Backlash. Support from veterans. Continental solidarity. But admiration wasn't universal. Paris and Washington ignited. A charismatic leader, a radical vision, dangerous. Soon, unknown drones buzzed over Yamoussoukro and Korogo. Explosions. Queddio's faction accused foreign mercenaries. Leaked satellite data showed patterns consistent with Western private military companies. Ajima Group, linked to France, was repeatedly named. This was the usual playbook. No official troops, just drones, deniable assets, economic strangulation. Sankara, Gaddafi, now Queddio. But this time, his movement triggered a continent-wide backlash against the very powers trying to silence him. Blackout, protests in Senegal. Mali warned France against meddling. Guinea offered unprecedented military support. Burkina Faso accelerated suspending joint defense cooperation with France. Niger allowed Queddio's representatives to meet AES military officials. The vision was clear. If one nation could break free, others might follow. France's decades-long grip on Francophone Africa could crumble in months. The West saw the threat and acted. IMF, World Bank suspended funds. International media shifted tone, labeling the coup populist, questioning Queddio's mental fitness. Unverified rumors of internal purges and human rights violations spread, despite no independent access. All the classic tools of sabotage, military, financial, psychological, were deployed. Yet, the more the outside world pushed, the more African civil society rallied. One question resonated louder than any drone strike. Why does an African soldier's dream cause so much panic in Paris and Washington? Because it wasn't just a dream. It was a blueprint. And others were starting to believe. But wait, not everything is as clear as it first appeared. Some witnesses reported gunfire. Others claimed their cities remained calm throughout the supposed coup. Several Ivorian media outlets now state the blackout was exaggerated, the death toll inflated, and Ouattara never left the presidential palace. A photo circulated on May 23rd showing him presiding over a cabinet meeting, smiling, seated, undisturbed. International media was slow, cautious. Conflicting statements from news outlets. The truth? Fragmented, filtered by fear, agendas, and emotion. What we know is this. Something is happening in Côte d'Ivoire. Revolution? Mirage? But either way, it exposes deep-seated fractures. A tremor, whether it was a coup or just a fear of one. The streets are calm now, but the questions are louder than ever. Why were there blackouts in major cities for 2 days? Why did military checkpoints appear, even briefly, near government buildings? Why did the international community take so long to react? And perhaps most hauntingly, if it was all just a rumor, why did it feel so real to so many people? In West Africa, a region scarred by coups, uprisings, and shadow diplomacy, truth is often the first casualty. And until the full picture emerges, Côte d'Ivoire remains in a strange kind of limbo, caught between competing narratives, between the ghost of revolution and the machinery of denial. Perhaps the coup happened, perhaps not. But in both versions of the story, one truth persists. Something unfolded that we weren't meant to see. Whether it was a failed insurrection, a suppressed rebellion, or just a well-coordinated political distraction, the fog surrounding it suggests that control, not transparency, is the goal. And that, perhaps, is the most dangerous part. Not the coup itself, but the effort to erase or rewrite it before people can understand what it meant. History in Côte d'Ivoire has always had two versions. The one the people live, and the one the regime writes afterward. And right now, we are watching the second being edited in real time.